Ladies and gentlemen, it's Titoclock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
What's up, everybody? Hey there, what's going down, everyone? It's Tito James here with the rest of the gang all the way through till 6 p.m. tonight. It is Titoclock, everybody, and we are going to cover all of our normal bases, but we always will start first by saying hello to some of the regulars, and guess who was first? June Oliva was first here today, and Mayan was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Mayan, you're slipping. Well, May is the 5th month of the year, so I guess 5th is not too bad. But that doesn't explain June. He was 6th, but he was first. Anyway, why are we spending so much time on this? It really doesn't matter. The fact that you're here, that's what really counts. So thank you very much for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you here. Also, I'd love to hear where you guys are from, because it's nice to sort of get that little mental picture of where we're broadcasting to. We know where we're coming from, Makati City, but we're going all the way out there to places like Dubai. We're going to Singapore. We're going to Georgia. No, we were there in Georgia last week, but people in Georgia were watching and now back in Dubai. We've got all people from all around the world, put it that way, tuned in, and that's the beauty of the internet. So we've also got Randolph out there. Hey, Randolph. Randolph, of course, part of the Clock team and the website, and everyone else who's here. Guys, look, we're in for a big one today. We got some really awesome stuff. We've got stuff like some really cool prizes, a year's supply of toothpaste from Gumtect. That's just like super cool, right? That's enough reasons to smile about, right? And also we've got a door lock worth about $18,000. $18,000. We're giving that to somebody today, and it's one of those fingerprint type of door locks. This is going to be so cool. You don't need a key anymore, which is really great. As I said in the post, you don't need a key to enter your car anymore. You don't need a key to do a lot of things. Why can't our homes keep up? Well, now they can. You've got stuff like this here. Check this out. Still in the box, we got Gumtect here. And by the way, I mean, just in case you are here but you didn't check the post, you still have a time where if you can go back to the main post, there's the post about this episode, and we'll just include that. So if you have a last chance to join the raffle, just pop your hand up in the post on the main page of Facebook that's talking about this show, right? Does that make sense? Because obviously we post the show as a live, and then it'll say where Titoclock is live, blah, blah, blah. You'll get another chance to put your name up, and we'll just include that automatically, right? So that's pretty cool stuff that we've got going on. Some raffle prizes. We've also got what everybody loves on a Friday, which is Free Plug Friday. That's coming up, but we'll always kick things off the way we always do by getting everybody on the same page, so to speak, and finding out what the latest headlines of the day are. And for that, we need Chris. Chris, talk to me, Chris.
Hey, what's up, Tito James? Happy Friday, my fellow Titoclockers. And yes, this is Chris. Here is your Titoclock news. President-elect Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will appoint the following: former Senator Juan Ponce Enrile to be the Presidential Legal Counsel, outgoing Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara as the Solicitor General, and former AFP Chief of Staff General Jose Faustino Jr. will be officer in charge of the Department of National Defense. 98-year-old Enrile, once a key figure in the downfall of the Marcoses during the popular military-backed uprising in 1986 called People Power, has turned into a staunch supporter of the family, according to incoming Press Secretary Trixie Cruz Angeles. Enrile is facing plunder charges but currently out on bail due to humanitarian reasons. Meanwhile, one of the tasks of the 68-year-old Guevara as Solicitor General is to serve as legal counsel for the Presidential Commission on Good Government that runs after the ill-gotten wealth of the Marcoses. On the other hand, 56-year-old Faustino, who retired on November 12 last year, would temporarily be Senior Undersecretary of the DND until the lifting of the one-year ban on the appointment of retired military officers. Commuters will have more time to catch the last ride of the LRT2 as the Light Rail Transit Authority, or LRTA, extended the railway's operating hours. LRTA said that starting today, June 17, 2022, the operations of LRT2 will be extended to serve more passengers. From the original schedule of 8:30 p.m., the last commercial train departing from Antipolo Station will be adjusted to 9 p.m. Likewise, the last commercial train departing from Recto Station will be at 9:30 p.m. from the original 9 p.m. The LRTA said the move is in line with the goal of the Department of Transportation, or DOTR, under the leadership of Secretary Art Tugade, to aid the commuting needs of the riding public by serving for longer hours as more employees are returning to work on site and students are attending face-to-face classes. The 17-kilometer LRT2 has 13 stations stretching from Recto Avenue in Manila to Masinag in Antipolo, Rizal. Carlos Yulo took a silver medal for the men's individual all-around for his first podium finish at the 9th Senior Artistic Gymnastics Asian Championships in Doha, Qatar on Thursday. Garnering a total of 83.767, Yulo was a close second to Shi Kong of China, who topped the field with 83.833. The Filipino gymnast shone brightest in vault, where he is the reigning world champion with 14.867. He also scored 14.800 to lead the pack in his pet event, floor exercise. Unfortunately, Yulo only scored 12.700 in horizontal bars to give Shi a window to overtake him in the all-around. She scored 14.133 in the horizontal bar. Yulo was 12th in horizontal bar and 6th in parallel bars. Still, Yulo, winner of 5 gold medals in the 31st Southeast Asian Games last May, will vie for gold in the individual finals of floor exercise, vault, rings, and parallel bars. Compatriot Juancho Besana will also be competing for a medal in vault after he placed 8th. Nora Honor finally got her place in the illustrious roster of the Order of National Artists of the Philippines on June 10, when Malacanang Palace named 8 new national artists for the year 2022 upon the joint recommendation of the National Commission for Culture and Arts, or NCCA, and the Cultural Center of the Philippines, or CCP. Joining Honor are screenwriter Ricardo Ricky Lee, Marilu Diaz Abaya for Film and Broadcast Arts, coloratura soprano Fides Cuyugan Asensio for music, stage director and actor Antonio Tony Mabesa for theater, literary writer and critic Gemino Abad, designer Salvacion Lim Higgins for fashion, and choreographer Agnes Locsin for dance. Superstar Nora Honor have been in showbiz for 55 years, who has collected countless acting trophies, nominations, and a lifetime achievement. Honor's conferment as national artist has been a recurring subject in the industry since 2014. Under Proclamation number 1001, the Order of National Artist Award is the highest recognition conferred on Filipinos who have made distinct contributions to the development of Philippine arts and culture. Those were the latest in headlines, and let's hope our blood pressures are in stable condition as we go ahead and ride over to Kamote Corner. Ooh!
Bago yun.
Bago yun. Siyempre, kailangan hindi tayo hina-high blood sa simula.
All right. Okay. Just do it like a band-aid. Just rip it off really fast. Let's do this.
Sige, let's go for the first one. Again, parental guidance is advised.
Did you say Enriles 98?
Yeah, it says there.
98. My God. I mean, like, oh my God. Wow. I think he's gonna serve in Sandro's cabinet too, you know? When Sandro eventually takes
Oh my goodness.
this guy is just like unbelievable. Anyway, it's I just had to confirm if I heard that correctly. 98. So
Yes,
all right,
it did
go
say.
on.
Oo nga, no? Napa-double check tuloy ako. Baka nagkamali ako ng sinabi.
No. Actually, I think people are thinking that's a little on the conservative side. Most people think he's 146, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
I think
about
98 is
1,000
legit.
people.
Wow, grabe. And go on.
All right. Our first one is called traffic blindness. Inhale, exhale.
Mm. Mm-hmm. What happened there? Did someone
You
get
see it?
did
On the
someone get
right
run over
side.
by the bus?
Uh, not sure if he got run over or he just bumped.
Oh my God! Yeah, he got sideswiped by the bus.
Yeah.
This is
And then
what.
after that, nobody helped.
Yeah, I can see they're just driving right past him.
Mhm.
And this is I saw also a very similar one today. Again, also a bus, same type of thing, different situation or different location. And this is why
Yeah.
Senator JB is fighting now for bike lanes. He's actually fighting for safer bike lanes, so not bike lanes, safer
Right.
bike lanes. What we were talking about a few episodes ago, I was saying that look, I'm all for the bike lanes. I just think they're really poorly done. And
Mm.
yeah, so I hope we can address this because you know what if we're going to promote this as secondaries or another form of transport, we
True.
really have to provide safety. That's just ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous that that can even happen nowadays, you know, a bus side swiping a cyclist like that. Obviously
Yeah.
the infrastructure is not good enough. So wow, kawawa naman.
They
Kawawa. And
did it
nobody
kasi
else,
mabilis
like Kelly
lang, no?
said. So
Yeah,
sad, Aaron says. Wow. Okay.
it is. Whew.
Next time, guys, stop naman. If ever you see something like that, just stop. Even if you're not the one who hit the person, just always stop. You know,
True.
lives are
True.
too important.
Ah, faith in
Mm.
humanity. Please restore faith in humanity, guys.
Pacing myself. I'm pacing here.
Pace yourself. Because the next one is called Igiling Mo to the tune of Wellerman. Kailangan may sounds eh. There was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship of
Was it that?
the sea. Go up without a sound. Oh, my God.
Is this a Hagad? An alone Hagad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the saddest Haggad of all. I mean, you know, it's already sad to be a Haggad, right? I mean, like a one of these types of Haggads, and then you're alone pa. My goodness. Sayang,
Medyo, yeah.
it's there's no. I thought it was gonna end with no,
No.
no. You're teasing me now because I was like expecting a reward at the end because I have seen that happen, and I don't wish anyone any harm. Right? That's not my style.
Mhm.
But some of these turkeys, my God, they really need to learn a lesson. They really
True.
need to learn. This is one of my biggest pet hates on the road. Are
Mhm.
like this. I don't know if this went viral. I got it while I was in Singapore. Somebody sent me a video, and I didn't have time to go through all of the check the news and all that, and I was a little bit off. So did it go viral with an MBI agent and an Alphard pulling a gun on the motorist? Did that go crazy here? It did. Did they find out whether he was NBI or not? Because it sounds like it was a fake. You know, I mean, what NBI has a 4 million peso Alphard, right? But
Woo.
yeah, we drew his gun and everything like that. Again, these are the cancers of society on the roads, right? These
Yep.
people, these idiots. The reason I feel so strongly about this, and I don't like normally use a harsh language like that, but the reason I call them idiots and I have no sympathy is because it creates such a strong ripple effect. There's just
Mhm.
no way you get people to do the right thing when they blatantly see this disregard for the law and
Yes.
this hierarchy that is imposed upon them. You're never
Yeah.
going to get people to appreciate or to follow or to be if they see that these people can get away with murder. It's
Mhm.
terrible and it's blatant. It's so blatant. It's in your face when these
True.
guys just kick off the road just to let their fancy SUVs that they're protecting in. Oh man.
Just like what Ren Sagrado said, how do you expect the motorist to follow the traffic rules with this? That's
No,
true.
really. It's this would be probably if I ever had not that I want any kind of position or I really don't, but if I had to and I was given blanket, no, one of the first things I'd remove would be these guys. And it would
Mhm.
be just like a zero tolerance. Like if I found out there was like anyone using wang wang stuff like that, I'll just
Yeah.
start confiscating cars and selling them. That's how I'd
Ooh.
fund the task force that would actually police this. Because you need to have a task force that is higher, that feels empowered. Because if you just give it to the MMDA guys on the side of the road, or the typical, traffic cops, none of them are going to have the balls to stop somebody like this. None. But
Mhm.
if you are empowered by the office of the president or something like that, where you're really like, I don't care who your padrino is, your padrino better be higher than the president, because that's where I'm taking my orders from. You got to be
Right.
that strict. You got to be so strict, and then you got to like have these people pay huge fines, because it's not
Ab-
an accident. It's not like, when you increase fines for somebody that goes to a stop sign or forgets to use their signal light. Those are, yeah, bad enough, but those are accidents. You don't accidentally fit wang wangs in your car and behave like a giant dick. You don't accidentally do that, right?
For sure.
There's
Yeah.
Hi, Tito Jane. Calm down, calm down.
Calm
See,
down.
I set the
That's
point.
why we vote
I was
for
doing
Tito
well now. I was
James.
doing well now, Chris.
On the next election, we vote for Tito
I just
James.
call the
Yay!
VIPs, by the way. You know why they're called VIPs? Very insecure prick. Yeah.
Ah, very good. Ay, nako. Anyway, let's move forward to the next one. Nasaan na ako? Okay, from igiling-giling to what discipline? Another one, another one. So yeah, if you notice the shirt,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The Kagawads without their helmets. Again, another shining
another.
example of hypocrisy right in front of us. I don't
Yeah.
know why they don't see this. I don't know how they don't see this. It's like, come on, guys, seriously.
They feel like they're above the law.
Yeah, and it's no
Yes.
coincidence that we
Perfect.
are. It's no coincidence that the inbox is sponsored by Malayan Insurance, because really, look at what we have to deal with out there. If you're not insured, it's a
Indeed.
problem. So I just
Yes.
wanted to give them a shout out for also supporting this, because definitely we need insurance in roads like this with people like
That's
this.
true. Thank you,
Breathe.
Malayan Insurance.
Who
Woo!
said that? PA's chairman. Who said that? Ano naman ginawa ko sa iyo, JP? Ba't ka galit? Why are you wishing that on me? I don't
Ayun yung
want.
tanong
I'm
mo,
so light.
JP.
Look at how rattled I get just with the inbox, and you're gonna make me MMJ chairman? My
Wag
goodness.
daw MMDA, Tito James. Senator nga daw, sabi ni Aldrin Manimtim.
The CHR would work overtime on me, because I would like, oh, never mind. Let's go.
Masyadong maraming work, Tito James. All right, here we go. Last two. And the next one, I call it magic cones. They're so magical. They move. Let's see.
There
Ooh.
once. Well, at least it's soft, huh?
Diba?
At least they're
And
not those hard ones that go flying. Okay.
yeah.
See?
Ayun.
This is why you need Malayan Insurance.
When you bump a cone, yes.
Yeah.
You are well protected. All
Okay.
right, Tito James. Ready
And
for
I
the
can
last one?
do this. I can do this.
You can do this. The last one, I call it Lord of all Fords. And this is not sponsored. Lord.
Lord Fiesta.
Lord Fiesta. We know that. Creative.
That's cute. That's cute.
Such creativity by
Yeah.
our
Lord.
LON. All right. Woo! And we're
How much
done
more
with
do
all the
you
kamotes. And we're done with all the kamotes. Are you okay, Tito James?
I made
Yeah,
it. I made it.
you made
Maybe tougher than that girl, but other than that, I made it.
it. Congratulations, Tito James. You won today. All right. And so that's all we have. And enjoy the weekend, everybody. And to you, Tito James, to my dad, my brother, and all the papas in the world, happy Father's Day in advance, of course. And of course, Advanced congratulations also to our raffle winners. Avoid kamote people, but always choose happiness with some Sugar Rush. Follow me on my social media and follow Sugar Rush Entertainment PH on Facebook and Instagram. Remember to stay safe, healthy, and hydrated. And this is Chris. See you guys. Bye. Thank you, Tita James.
Bye, Chris. That's Chris with the latest in the headlines. And if you like Chris's voice, which we all do over here, why don't you pop her message there? She does voiceover. She also does online hosting and stuff like that. So we like to keep all this stuff in the community. And of course, our inbox and news was brought to you by Malayan Insurance. And now you can see why you really need it out there as well. Okay, on to another sense of community that we have since the beginning here. We've started this with Titoclock, and we love it. We hope you love it too. It's a way of basically getting things moving around the local economy. We call it Free Plug Friday, and it's basically an opportunity for smaller businesses that have pivoted into something new to be able to advertise their services or products for free to this audience here that we have. So if there's anything that you like, I do encourage you to just actually send them a message. Just go out of your way and send them a message and purchase from them, because this is how we basically get each other back on our feet. We start local and we support and we go outwards. All right. So if you do have anything that you'd like to be featured on Free Plug Friday, provided of course you're one of the smaller businesses that fit into that criteria, then pop us a message here on Deaconitis on Instagram. That's an easier way, because then X can take a look at that. It doesn't get lost with all the other traffic stuff that we normally get, and we will sort that out pretty quick. So there is a bit of a waiting list, but sometimes people drop off, for whatever reason, so you could get bumped up. So it costs you nothing anyway, just to send a message. We don't always require, of course, you to send anything over. It's not about that. You can send us pictures. It does help, of course, if you want us to give some kind of a testimonial, then of course we have to try it. But other than that, it's open to anybody that needs a little bit of help. And for that, we need X. What you got the box there, X?
Hi, Tita James. We actually have a lot in store once again. But before we go there, I just want to say hi to all the Titoclockers. Welcome to another edition of Free Plug Friday. Feast your eyes on the screen. Let's start the Free Plug Friday with some skin products from G's Beauty Bar. So, Tita James, G's Beauty Bar is actually an online store that was inspired because of the K-dramas that the owner has been binge watching, especially during the thick of 2020. So, Tita James, some of the brands that she carries are Dio Pros.
Squid oil.
I guess so, but which has actually caviar, shining ampule, natural, perfect solution, cleansing foam, rice, anti-wrinkle toner for men, and marine collagen mineral cream. And they also carry Milk Baobab, which has family lip balm, perfume, body wash, and family sanitizer gel. Price varies anywhere from 99 pesos to 1,299 pesos depending on the item. Hope you can check them out. G's Beauty Bar on Facebook, Instagram, and Lazada. Next, we go to Pot Pot Corn Dog and Burger. So Pot Pot Corn Dog and Burger started as a way for the owner to pivot during the pandemic because sadly she lost her job as a restaurant manager. But she turned that fate into Pot Pot Corn Dog and Burger, and now it has 4 branches, Tita James, 3 of which are owned by franchisees.
Wow.
How cool is that, right? So some of the items she sent are the classic mozzarella, full mozzarella, potato classic, and an original chicken burger with onion rings and crinkle cheese fries. How did you find it, Tita James? How did you find the corn dogs, basically?
Well, look, I mean, I think you're tired of corn dogs, you're tired of living, right? I mean, that's just, it brings you straight back to your childhood, right? Corn dogs for me are just, they're like a celebration food.
Right.
When you're going to like the fair or the...
Yes!
Yeah, ganon.
To be honest with you,
And
Tita
it's been a
James,
long time.
there's actually a brand, when I used to eat beef and pork before, I used to get corn dogs as a kid before watching a movie.
Yeah.
Before watching or after watching a movie
Yeah,
with my
yeah,
high school friends, I would get that and a lemonade.
It reminds me of good times. It reminds me of childhood.
Same.
I really did enjoy it because it takes you back. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Awesome, Tita James. And I love how there are dipping sauces for each. So, guys, price starts at 62 pesos for a corn dog, while it's 145 pesos for the chicken burger with onion rings. They are also currently accepting franchisees as well for a franchise fee of 50,000 pesos inclusive of equipment, stocks, store opening support, and more. So, guys, if you're interested, to, of course, get some corn dogs for yourselves, celebrate something with friends and family, or you want to be a franchisee, send them a message on Facebook or Instagram. Again, hot pot corn dog and burger. Next, we go to APS Spanish sardines. So Tito James, as the name suggests, they offer a variety of Spanish sardines from Zamboanga, such as the tomato, dried herring fillet, mild spicy, extra hot, and regular, which are all there. So you can see, Tito James, which one would you try first?
I'll always go for the basic Spanish
Regular?
one. Yeah, regular first. That's
Then-
like my default. And then I go into the spicy ones,
Wow.
and eventually I go into the tomato sauce ones
Mm,
because I like to try them on their own without the sauces yet.
exactly.
And you know what? That for me is like a really great meal over hot rice. It has to be hot.
Don't say that, it makes me hungry.
Oh
Tito
yeah,
James.
and then you put like a steaming rice, and then you just
Oh,
put
wow.
like a sliver of a Spanish sardine over
Ay!
it. Oh my gosh, you
Tito
don't need
James,
anything
you
else.
should do that. Now I'm craving for Spanish sardines and steaming hot rice.
Mhm.
Especially when you say it. Guys, for those who want to try the same, prices of 133 pesos
Wow.
for either the regular, tomato, mild, extra hot, and it's 160 pesos each for the dried herring fillet. Again, APS Spanish sardines on Facebook and Instagram. Next, we go to Midori Inu. So Midori Inu is an online business that offers sustainable dog food add-ons called Ruff Ruff Ruffage. Imagine that, Tito Jace. Made of green leafy veggies, eggshells, and other healthy ingredients to make sure that our fur babies get their dietary fiber requirements. Tito James, if I look at it right, this might be similar to a product called Fibrosine, meant for humans. Do you remember that?
Not really. What
It
is
was like
that?
a powder.
Okay.
It looks like something that came out of Equal.
Okay.
And then you put it on food or water. It doesn't affect the taste or smell. And it also guarantees like fiber in your diet.
Oh,
It's
good.
not a lot of humans would eat
Yeah.
their green leafy vegetables and fruits. So cool thing about this is it also comes with its own wooden scoops and dog toys that Rocket enjoyed chewing.
Oh,
the
so
moment
that's what he
saw-
was chewing today.
Exactly, and that's
His
actually
new toy.
that's gonna stay here in the studio if you don't
Okay,
mind.
no,
James.
no, it's better than the couch you said he chews
Oh
on.
wait,
Ooh,
wait, hold a
shake,
sec. He
shake,
doesn't do
shake,
that.
shake.
Rocket, Rocket, did you chew on the couch? Is that true? How good, you Rocket? Anyway, guys, there are different sizes available from 100 grams up to 500 grams, and the price starts at 349 pesos for the 100-gram pouch. Again, Midori Inu on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you can also check out their products in Kalayaan Pet Shop. Last but not least, we go to Coco's Kitchen. So Coco's Kitchen started as a way for the owners to support the medical expenses of their fur baby named Coco, who got hospitalized sadly due to leptospirosis and had acute kidney and liver failure. So Tito James, thankfully, the owners have a supportive family, group of friends, and regular customers who kept ordering their baked macaroni and baked spaghetti regularly even after Coco has been discharged. So guys, price starts at 250 pesos and can go higher depending on the size. Again, Coco's Kitchen on Facebook and Instagram. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Black Friday. Stay safe and always sanitize the blockers. This is X. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Father's Day. Bye.
Happy Father's
Woo!
Day.
Happy Father's Day to the
Yay.
James. And to me because of Rocket. Thank you.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Rocket! Happy Father's Day, Rocket! All right. All right, guys, that was Free Plug Friday. That was basically our little community kitchen, so to speak, community billboard pantry. You get it. It doesn't need to be explained. You all get it, right? But here's what you might not get. If you wanted to be a part of it, you're like, Tito James, how do you become a part of it? Well, it's simple. You just follow the scroll over here, and that's how you get a hold of us over here. Send us a message on IG, Deaconitis, and Rocket will check that. He checks his Instagram a lot. He's actually quite hooked on it, really. Yeah. So there you go. That's that. And now this brings us to Ask Me Anything, brought to you by Talaga. Okay, so good thing I have a mobile ID because I did leave the car on kanina. You notice? Yeah. I got a message saying, "Sir, your lights are on in your car," because I just put LED lights on the MG. I had new ones installed. Basically, the fog lamps, because the top are LED, but the fog lamps were halogen, and so I had them replaced. Looks really good, by the way. I think if you do have a setup like that, It's good. I got from JC LED, and they did the band too, right? And I love them. They couldn't do the reverse lights today though, because they had to remove the bumper or something like that. But I didn't want, it's a brand new car, so wag muna, wag muna. But it's nice when you have it. Oh, and the interior already in the MG does actually have LEDs already standard. But if you don't, yeah, we're basically doing a free plug Friday for him now. It's still fine. There you go. Was that the before or after? I see.
That's not.
Okay, that's now. Yeah, see. So it has that nice matching lights there instead of the halogen. It's now LED. It looks great. If your car is also one of the cars that doesn't have LED inside, meaning like your interior lights, may I highly suggest that you do that. It's such a simple fix. The prices are really reasonable. They're just bulbs. And these things will really, I found in the van, completely transform the inside of the van, because just those small little lights that you normally have really lit up the whole van and made things really easy to see when you were looking for something, etc. So pop them over. And I also did the reverse lights before the van, and it really helps when you're backing up. The camera really is able to see a lot more because of the light, right? So there you go. That's too much information. I was just saying, ask me anything. But basically, yes, I was thanking Modalite because you know what? If I left my lights on for that amount of time, you're having a good battery really helps. Okay, so pop me and ask me anything there if you have. And what's your opinion on the SUV driver issue? Well, that really isn't ask me anything, isn't it? Let me see if I can pronounce that correctly. Is it Makai Tritoy? Makai Tritoy Mirano. I'll just call you Makai just for, I don't want to. So my opinion on that is, I'll try to be not so harsh here, but it's indefensible, put it that way. Don't know what else to say. It's indefensible what he did. So there's really nothing. I mean, I try to allow sympathy for trying to be understanding, right? And if that's your son, I've got kids now driving, and there's some people saying, well, like the mother was saying, he got rattled because he got scared and all that. There are some situations where you could say you could understand that. This is not one of those situations. Not one of them at all. You could almost not make that defense, because it's still not a defense. But if you were to say your kid got rattled because they run somebody over accidentally, it was a complete freak accident. They didn't know what to do, and then they took off. Okay, that's bad enough, but you can kind of understand the reasoning behind it. Again, doesn't justify it. Not trying to say it does, but if you want to connect the thread, maybe. This was not one of those situations. When he hit the traffic officer at first, that was one thing, and he fell down, or the security guard fell down. When he ran him over, you can't. There's just no defense for it. So my opinion here is that, again, like the Haggads and these people using wang-wangs and stuff, when you have different treatment for people who have money and people who don't have money, you have anarchy, right? It's the oldest thing in the book, right? You've got justice delayed, justice denied, one rule for all, the law applies to all or none at all. All these sayings have been around for years and hundreds of years, because there's reason for it. If you differentiate the way you treat somebody based on whether they have connections or money, you're going to create a massive problem. And if they don't do the right thing by this guy, they've already screwed up. As far as most people are concerned, and not everybody, they've already screwed up with the press con, the fact that they let the guy go. That's already way too much. But if they don't act now and jail this guy with that video evidence and the admission of it, oh my God, there you go. You're just going to create complete, utter, total anarchy on the roads, and probably even spill over past the roads as well, because it's just too blatant. This could become one of our own George Floyd incidents if we're not careful with it, because that's what happened with George Floyd. Is that feeling was, it had hit boiling point over there in the United States with the racial tension between the police and the Black Americans, African Americans, and stuff like that. And you see how that boiled over. Well, we have a similar situation here, not necessarily with racism, but with segregation for class distinction. We have the same thing, but with class. And so the people who are mahirap, they will eventually, they don't get to speak out very often, but when they do, it will usually end on blood on the streets. So that's my opinion on that. I really think they cannot underestimate how important it is to make sure justice is served here, because otherwise they're going to be in for a real. I dread to think what will happen, because I'd be all in the streets too. I'd be one of the first ones on the streets as well, leading up that thing, because it's just, you cannot let this slide. Because also another reason I feel so strongly about it, aside from the fact that it's in my own personal space, meaning of my scope of work, it's also the reason I feel so strongly about road safety and this kind of thing is because the roads are our most democratic form of space in any country. You have rich, poor, gay, straight, tall, short, it doesn't matter. We all share the road and we all intersect. So if we allow this kind of stuff, it could be you, it could be your mother, it could be your daughter, it could be your kid, anyone that's facing a person like this on the road. It's so random because it's exactly that. It's democratic. It's for everybody. So we really have to have strict rules. Oh my gosh. What's your opinion about registration of electronic scooters and bikes? Bikes meaning e-bikes. I think there's. I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to, so forgive me if I'm a little bit out of context here. Is there a proposal to do this recently that I'm commenting on, or if not, if you're asking just a general question, I think the idea of registering your bikes are a good idea. But having said that, I don't think they need to be registered in the way where cars need to be registered. I think there should just be some kind of register so that in case you lose them and stuff like that, or if they're stolen. But I think we should make it more accessible for people. I think we should just have clear rules around e-scooters and bikes and really dictate where they are allowed and be clear about it, because this is the bigger problem than registration as far as I'm concerned. So it's not that I'm against registration. It's just when you look at the priorities we need to consider, that's not a big consideration for me. I think the bigger consideration is creating the proper road network for them, or at least segregating enough of the roads and telling them this is where we would like you to ride. Okay, and be clear about it, and then develop those pathways, because they are good alternative forms of transport. They just need guidelines, they need rules, they need regulations. And then after that, then by all means, I'm all for a registration and all that. But do you see where I'm coming from? It has to be after. It's not the most pressing thing that we're dealing with, and we tend to like to do that over here. We have so many pressing issues that need our attention, but then our politicians are like, oh, what about this? What about that? What about this? I'll give you a good example. Everybody been asking about SIM registration, right? Why don't we register SIM cards? Why do people get to buy a SIM card without registration? And they're like, okay, let's put more registrations on COVID and RT-PCRs and when you walk into a building. No, that's not what we asked. That's not what we asked. We asked for the SIM. Oh, you want something else to get? We'll make you register for this now. Jeez, why aren't you listening? The very thing we're asking you to do, you don't do, but then you impose all of these other things on the things we don't need to do. Today, there was a 30-plus page online registration just for an RT-PCR. A lot of you might have caught this when I posted. That's not an exaggeration. It was over 30 pages. 30 pages. How on earth does that make sense to anybody? For an RT-PCR, and I'm not traveling, by the way. This is just simply for a work requirement. It's got nothing to do. I jumped on airplanes. I've been on 3 international flights in the pandemic, and they never asked for 30 pages worth of stuff. So why are we giving people 30 pages worth of stuff? Why are we allowing them to steal our data like this? This is the reason I bring this up, is because of the comparison that I was drawing, which is they tend to make new rules about things we don't really care about or don't need when they ignore the stuff that needs to be fixed. There, I'll leave it at that. Tired of deleting and reporting? Yeah, me too. Everyone is. And you know, I'm hands up in the comments box if you agree with this. Do you think that if they really wanted to, they could completely solve the spam issue? They could, right? So it's just a matter of political will. So what is going on? Why do they insist on making registrations for things that really don't matter? But then the ones that we're begging for, like the online registration, blind eye. blind eye for SIM cards. No, no, no. Let's keep. And those are the ones that are getting into everyone's nerves. I've really had it up to here with ads already, with unsolicited ads, because I'm looking at the time now because I'm on a bit of a rant at the moment. This really bothers me because data is more precious than oil, and oil is really expensive right now, right? So you can imagine how precious data is. It's second only to attention right now in our economy, right? We live in an attention economy, and data is the next most valuable thing. We're just basically being asked to not just give up, we're being forced to give up our data to just anyone that asks for it. Anyone, right? We do not have strict and proper privacy laws that are enforced. I know we have privacy laws, they're just not enforced. And they're not really, I don't think they address the issues. We have people that, if you pay by Gcash now, right? How many places? Gcash is supposed to be the miracle we've all been waiting for. And when it works, it is beautiful. I love it, right? I think most of us can say our lives have, dramatically improved since Gcash has reached this adoption rate that we have right now. It's great, but guess what? You go to a lot of stores, including big ones, like big brand name supermarkets. Won't mention any more the name, but high-end supermarkets, right? Where you pay with Gcash and they have to wait there, will write down the reference code number in a notebook. Why are you doing that? Why? It's redundant. You already have an electronic receipt on your phone, both the customer and the vendor. Why do you need to physically write that down? Again, it's somebody who just wants more information, because sometimes these places, not necessarily the supermarket, but I went to a food court the other day, I paid by Gcash, and they wanted my name and address as well. Of course, I said no, and guess what? It didn't matter, meaning that they still served me the food. But if I didn't say no, they would get my name and address on top of my Gcash number. And then this doesn't end. And this is when you see your phone just get chock full of just spam message after spam message. We really need to make it stop. And while we're on the topic of Gcash, I love Gcash, I really do. But guys, could you please stop putting ads on it? I mean, it really cheapens the whole experience, don't you think? You know, every time you type in your MPIN, right? You put in your MPIN, and you do that when you're in line, right? There are people behind you, you're trying to pay for something, and that's when the ad will pop up. Who's watching these ads? Seriously, it's a payment platform that they're already making money on commissions and transaction fees. Why do they need to insert ads as well? It's a ₱1 trillion company now. Why are you inserting ads? Seriously, are you that hard up for cash that you need to now bombard your customers on the paying app? Because we pay for that. It's not free. Gcash was never free. It's great. I sing all their praises, but come on, guys, seriously, it just makes it seem so, it's such a reflection of the company that pati yan, you're going to make your customers feel like they have to go through this cheapened process of, okay, fine. Okay, I know people say just click it off. Yes, you do that with that, and then the other app, then the other app, then the SMS. And before you know it, it's just that's all you're doing all day is just flicking ads left, right, and center. No, it's enough. We got to get stricter about these things. You know, give at least people an option whether they can either pay their way out, like YouTube Premium. They solved that problem with YouTube Premium. Okay, it sucks, but if you want the seamless experience and you watch YouTube enough, just pay the monthly, and at least you have the option for an ad-free experience. I'd love to see people like Gcash do the same thing. Okay, what's this? Can you zoom that out? Because my Tito eyes are fading. Hello, Sir James. May tanong lang ako. May nagda-drive akong Innova first gen. Sakay po yung sakal po yung takbo niya. Yung parang tigil po. Sakal means like it's choking, right? So it's like it sounds to me like you have dirty injectors or a dirty fuel pump. There's something that's most likely wrong with your fuel pump. I'm not a mechanic. I've never really, that's not my strength, but it sounds like you got dirty fuel system, something in your fuel system. So I would have the fuel filters changed. That's the cheapest and most immediate thing that you'd look at. And then after that, look at the injectors that they need to replace as well. All right. Whew, got that off my chest. But does anyone agree? How many cars do I have? Right now it is 3. Yeah, 3. But this is for the whole family. It's not just for me. So I have 2 kids driving now. So there's the Trailblazer, there's the Volkswagen Polo. It's a 2014 model. It's really boom boom. And then I have a new MG as well. So those are the three cars in the household. But my kids, they have pretty much, they share those cars. So that's that. Hope that answers all your questions. Aubrey says data privacy is also a concern. So many spam and text messages are sent every day. Some even have the audacity to call. Yes, because they're selling our data. This is what we're getting at here. And we're living in a day and age now where it's getting harder and harder to hide because we're being so digitized. So we're being now we're evolving this digital forms of ourselves. So you can see how everything is going to be, our data becomes more and more valuable because it's getting harder and harder to switch off and go back into the analog world. So if your data is just prostituted out there to everybody, and you have to rely on these things because you're using your bank, your Gcash, everything is digital now, it can provide a horrible experience. And that's not the goal. We should start treating data like it was precious oil or money. And you should have to justify why you need that data. And that data needs to go through, oh man, we got so far to go with this, so far. I mean, you just imagine when we get into a stage where like, I'm going to stop because I'm going to get really riled up. I think you got my point. We just need stricter laws that are actually enforced. That's all. Agree with the selling of data, such a bummer. They do. They sell it. They make a lot of money out of it. And it's terrible. It's here.
I will order.
Huh?
I will order from the owner.
Yeah, because if you don't order a new one, X, we're gonna lose the raffle dog. All right, so enough ranting. I think everybody's here tuned in for the grand prize. So it's everybody's favorite time. It is raffle time. And our raffle portion brought to you by Ogawa. Oh my gosh, what a perfect rocket. That's a perfect Father's Day gift. Keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. You can, you still have time, right? So thank you to our friends from Ogawa. And now we will be drawing out the first, which is the Gumtect. Is it the Gumtect first?
Yes.
Okay, it's a Gumtect toothpaste. This is not just any, this is 1 year's worth of toothpaste. And I have to also say, what's really nice about this Gumtect is it's the first one that's approved by the Philippine Dental Association. So it's the first Philippine-made toothpaste that was approved by the Philippine Dental Association. So it's pure Pinoy. So your smile will be 100% Pinoy. Okay, so that I think is kind of cool to mention. And somebody's walking away with a year's supply of that. So here we go, Rocket. You get fed, and then you get to press the button, right? He's chewing. All right, ready? Ah! I almost fell back, Rocket. Okay, press that button. With his diaper. Okay, Rocket, one more, Rocket. Okay, here we go. This one is for the Philips Easy Key raffle, right? PM is the key. Let's check it out. Thanks, X. There you go. This is what? I'll tell them in a while. Relax. So if you do win, you know that you have to send a screenshot to the.rocket launcher as proof, and he will check that out, make sure that it's all legit. We have software that will make sure it's coming from the same account that you're sending us from. So make sure it's from the same account. All right, Rocket's gonna press. Macho, Alcantara. Congratulations, buddy. So those are our raffle winners. Congratulations to all of you. And next week we got a pretty big one too. We got more raffle prizes coming your way, so stick around for that. If you didn't win that, we still have more to come. Where are the fathers out there? I want to see some hands for the fathers out there. I want to wish you guys a happy Father's Day. Truly a special day. Spend it with your kids if you can. And you know what? Just enjoy every moment, because it's really, they grow up so fast. You know, I took two of my kids to Singapore this week. Sadly, didn't get to bring the third one because his passport only had 4 months left on it. And sadly didn't make it back in time. But if you can take them out, especially after this lockdown, especially after this, and if they haven't been out, bring them out, just get to feel what it's like outside, and then spend some time with them. And it doesn't have to be a trip out of the country. Just go out and just bond off the internet. That would be great. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Thanks for joining us. We'll be here again, same time, same place next week. Till then, stay kind to one another. Bye.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile, while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Get away from these gray and boring, lonesome days of our quarantine. Early yet to say what lies ahead. It's just the first day of the rest of our lives. Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop and talk a while.